Today we're going to do a list that is kind of one of the hardest lists I've ever had to create. Rockstar has a lot of series, and sure, some of these games I'm going to list they might have not created themselves, like the studio Rockstar, but published or had a developer work with them on these games. So that's what I'm doing today, is taking apart all the series that Rockstar has. And sure, looking on it, they only have about 8 to 10 whole series, but it's still hard to put them in order because it's Rockstar, and some of their games are just filled with such quality that it's really hard to put in some type of sense of what is the best and what is the worst. So today we're going to talk about the top 5 best series in Rockstar, and I'm going to go with mine, so please put yours below because they're going to probably be very different, but let's get on with it. Going with the first one is got to be Manhunt. Manhunt 1 and 2 are kind of special. Listen, it's no surprise to anyone who's been watching me for a while that I just dug both of these games. Yeah, they're riddled with issues, don't get me wrong, and a huge amount of controversy, especially the second title being almost completely edited. But Manhunt remained a very stealthy, brutal, devilish type of good time, almost like what Saw was, or this came before Saw, I believe, the first one, and I loved it, and a lot of other people loved it, and some people detest it, so I understand the people who do not like the series at all. I just have such fond memories of this game because they both, in my opinion, cemented their place into the horror genre for video games, and that's kind of special. Alright, we're gonna kick it off with Red Dead, and that includes Red Dead Revolver and then, of course, Red Dead Redemption. And some of you are like, get out of here. No way. This is just number 4. It's the best. However, this series, let's be honest, had one very solid game, some claiming one of the best games of all time, and then it had another one that no one remembers because, let's be honest, it wasn't very good. Red Dead could end up higher on this list for some due to its detailed story and redemption and that vast landscape you get to explore. But for me, the problem with Red Dead Redemption was the Mexico portion of the game, which is a good portion. The middle portion really just haunts me as the biggest bummer for the entire game, and it just left me so bored. So for that reason alone, it's not further up on this list, and also the first game wasn't very good. Still though, it's got to be number 4 because it did detail and give us a Western game like no other. Alright, this is where it's getting real hard now. Bully remains one of the best, I'm going to say it right now, best goddamn games of all time for me. Its setting was done near perfect. It gave you this fresh twist on school. You know, the place that you hate to be in. I played this game when I was in school. It was just so awesome. The atmosphere, the whole school, going outside of school, the dorm rooms, all of that was amazing. And then you got a story that was kind of dark, but definitely the most lighthearted of all the games, and it worked really well. And then it gave you one of the best protagonist versus antagonist storylines I've ever gotten in any of these games. So with that, Bully remained a highlight for me for years and years, and I played it again and again. I even played it again when it was re-released. This is just one of those games that open world fans should play like immediately. Like right now, if you haven't played Bully, go buy it. It's like 10 bucks or 20 bucks online. Just go buy it, please. Alright, this is it. Then I know a lot of people are going to just disagree with me here. About 90% of people probably watching it, and that's fine. I don't blame you. From GTA 3 changing the entire sandbox world to San Andreas being one of the best games of all time to the amazing polish of Grand Theft Auto 4 and even more so in 5, you have several games in this series alone that can probably end up on the top 20 games of all time list. To me, San Andreas will always be a masterpiece. No ifs, ands, and buts. With 3 and 5 being very solid titles that I enjoyed quite a bit. And then, yeah, I didn't love Vice City or 4, but millions of people do. And they're probably rooting for this series to be number 1, and I understand that. So it's easy to see why this series might be number 1, or you consider it the best. But for me, there's one series that just changed me for gaming in general. Max Payne. Listen, it's no secret I didn't really like Max Payne 3. Some love it. Some say it's the best game of the whole series. Some call me a fucking faggot idiot. That's not my words. I would never use the word faggot like that. But they call me that for hating it. Me? Just thought it was okay at best. Saying that though, Max Payne 1 and 2 are classics to me. it actually helped me become a gamer. I'm not even joking. I'm going to go back. Let's talk about a little story. When I was a young boy, my dad bought me Max Payne. Actually, he bought it for himself on the computer, but he wasn't very good at it. So we played together. I controlled the shooting. He controlled the movements on the keyboard, and we just played nonstop for hours upon hours. We both sucked, but man, it was a freaking great time, and the game was just so awesome with the slow motion, the deep, rich detail of this noir story. It was and then Max Payne 2 came out and only enhanced it, and both my father and I played for hours again, beating it in a couple hours, but replaying it over and over, and replaying a game and not getting bored is the true secret to video games. So, saying that, Max Payne truly made me the gamer I am today, or at least a part of the gaming society, and I really have to thank Rockstar for doing that, or even more so Remedy Games for creating such an amazing title. So listen, Rockstar has some great series on their hands. It's no secret also that I've had a little bit of a vocal outrage over some of their stuff, and I think that they can improve in a lot of ways. Saying that, though, Rockstar has proved again and again that they belong in the gaming universe. We need them. They create some of the best open world games, and I would just love to hear your guys' opinions of what you think the best franchises are. Maybe you have LA Noire, or you have that racing game, Midnight, whatever. Who knows? Just list yours below. Put them in order if you like I did. And everybody, have a wonderful day.